What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ryan Gosker here with you on the Yale Chronicles Day 1 with the athletes. So 5 days of orientation. Had to write papers yesterday, go to Staples, get stuff laminated. A lot to get done even on an off day. Busy first 5 days. Doesn't get easier from here. We just kind of get more used to it, but expect today to be hectic. There's going to be a lot of Murphy's Law, which is anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So we got to stay on our toes, on our feet, and just be ready to rock and roll. You know, it's just this is such a surreal feeling, you know, going to work for Yale University. We got about 9 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it is, and we got to grind it out as a group. Hold that rope. As I said, I'm going to mention that several times. Hold that rope. So if we hold that rope, hold that rope as a group, we're going to be fine. But day 1, it's going to be hectic. Have to plan for that, and you know, take it as it comes. You know, it's like when you go into the ocean and the waves are high and then they go low. You know, that stuff's going to happen. You just got to go right through that wave and come out on the other end. So we gotta keep grinding, keep being better, and we'll see you back for excuse me, getting all choked up on day 1. I'll see you back tomorrow for day 2. So last week was orientation week, so I called that day 1 of orientation day. But today will be the official day 1 of work, so we'll go with day 1. I'll be back tomorrow with day 2. Expect me to be a little bit more tired and a little bit mentally shooken up, but we're gonna survive it, and we're gonna face it head on as a group. So see you all tomorrow. Great to be back with you on day 2 of the actual job. So day 1 yesterday, crazy hectic, chaotic, things going everywhere. We didn't have to coach, we didn't have to cue, we didn't have to run Ronays. We got to observe a lot, so I did really appreciate that, especially because a lot of the planning was not that far in advance, so a lot of it was short notice, and we had to kind of get on it. So, you know, we gotta improve that today. And then personally, I think I just have to continue to improve my position on the rack. I was just kind of getting caught in no man's land yesterday with power cleans and stuff, and obviously we want athlete safety and my safety to be at a premium. So I thought once we got down to the field, it was really good. We did a really good job just hustling. Coach mentioned it last night in our debrief, that it wasn't moaning and groaning. It was just kind of, as soon as something was said, we sprinted and went and got it, and we're pretty efficient with it. So that's something that's exciting. I think the communication just yesterday and knowing how many people need to do a certain job, like Connor and Andy killed chow yesterday. They killed it by themselves, just 2 people, and then I picked them up afterwards. I stayed after to help them clean up and pick them up, bring them back to PWG. But the way that system worked was fantastic. Like Frank and Sebastian had to leave spot clean with me on the field to go move some bikes and stuff like that. But I stayed there by myself, and it was a one-man job. Like, there was only enough for one person to carry in, so it made more sense. It'll obviously get tougher from here, and the more they add coaching aspects into it, it's tough, but we don't have to be in until, you know, really our staff meeting by 1 o'clock, you know, but it's 8:30 out here, and I'm trying to go get better and go work on my technique, work on my plate changes, work on my leadership and Renee stations, how to run them, all the cues and stuff like that. So there's still a lot to go, but we survived day 1, and it was a little hectic, but you know what? I can't really complain. They put me with the big offensive linemen, so I mean, I actually worked with a couple defensive linemen, Spencer and Christian Sampleton, yesterday. Great guys, great people to work with. They were very easy to work with, very changing plates, and to be honest with you, I didn't even record rest time just because they were so efficient with it. They knew exactly when to go, when to do this, when to do that. So I appreciate them for helping me make my first day a little bit easier, and I hope to continue to improve each and every single day, improve by 1%. Whatever that is. If I'm 1% better in my plate changes, boom, there's an improvement for the day. So just continue to hustle and be the best person I can be, and build relationships. So Coach Tofi told us in our group meeting last night, gold team assembled, great color. Coach Tofi told us to meet somebody else today, and we're gonna try and do that and keep going from here, and just keep building these relationships, because that's how you get kids. That's how you get kids to work hard, and that's how you can relate to kids, is by building relationships with them, and that's something I love to continue to do. So day 1 in the books, we survived. We're here. I'm talking to you. Day 2 coming at you. We'll be back tomorrow, right before day 3, to recap day 2. Day 3, can't believe it already. Just to recap yesterday, I thought we were a lot more confident yesterday in the football lift. I think the biggest thing too is like putting everything in perspective. Like, yeah, football is a huge lift, but we also got to concentrate on the little lifts too, in terms of numbers. Every lift is important that happens in that gym, so we need to take it as that. And obviously football deserves a good amount of planning, because there's 33 guys in there, and everything has to be crisp and smooth and move, with some urgency. But we got to continue to stay focused on those prior lists, keep preparing for those, and make sure we're on our A game for that. But overall, I think we improved from day 1. I think there was less scatter. I think there was more just, I want to say, nugget conversations, as in like, Cones, go. And somebody would just go, and just giving people cues, buzzwords, essentially, as Coach Newman puts it. I think a lot of people used buzzwords to communicate yesterday, and it worked out really well. And I thought our hustle yesterday too was far beyond, not far beyond, but it was either at expectation or higher. I thought we did a good job all day of hustling and moving around and running around, whether we had 100 pounds in our hands or we had 2 pounds in our hands. I think we did a good job, and that's just something I could see. But I think our confidence, our floor awareness, obviously still needs to get better, but I think it definitely severely improved from day 1, where we had multiple instances of kids, almost getting hit with bars in the head. So we can always work on that, but I really saw a big jump from this group yesterday. And day 3, coach called it an admin day, so which means we're probably going to go into the office, do a lot of technical stuff. I believe we have our lecture today. There's no lifts, so we'll see. We'll go from there. Try to get everything organized, everything planned, and you know what? Give it our best effort the rest of the week. Starting day 4 already of the job, so it goes by in a heartbeat. Recap day 3, as I hopped on here yesterday, but day 3 was really an admin day, as a lot of the coaches like to call it. We had our educational lecture where we discussed what is strength and conditioning. And to be honest with you, I still really don't have an answer for you. It's a bunch of different things. It's really a combination where I'm almost at the point where if somebody gave me a real solid answer, I could just tell them flat out no. I believe that. We learned the difference between training and exercise. Exercise just being, your kind of everyday everyday exercise, everyday activities, all that kind of stuff. But training really is like a phase, and it's got specific goals for specific people. It really is individualized, in a sense. We learned about novice, intermediate, and advanced lifters, athletes, excuse me, or I forget. But novice, you can squat every day, and go up in increments. If you're intermediate, it takes a week to go up by a 5-pound increment, and for advanced, it takes months. So that's pretty interesting. And I thought the other thing Coach Newman said that was really interesting was there's no overtraining, just under recovering. And I think that's really a lost thing, where kids kids lose their commitment to their program because they think they overtrained and that the program overtrained them, but in reality they just didn't recover enough. So we saw that, the super consumption curve, and a lot of other cool things. I think it really was an educational day. And then we deep cleaned the weight room. Literally had to strip everything and clean it all. So that took 2 hours. So that was interesting. Then we debriefed, and I stayed after to help Brock and Suze run Coach Newman through a workout at the end of his day. And I thought I did pretty well. I struggled on a couple things, and then as we got into the sled poles, I stepped on Suze's toe. Suze was the lead in the exercise, and I stepped on her feet big time by telling him to stop when he was supposed to go all the way down to the end of the turf. The good thing is the good part of that is that I realized it right away, and I'm correcting that with a coach there, not an athlete, because athletes will just hop out of the thing and leave. So, but I need to be able to correct that, and I need to just understand that as assistant 3, I don't need to think. I just need to do when told. I got to work on that and a lot of other things too. But the athletes back in the building today, we're excited. Another day here at Yale University. It's a blessing, and we're ready to rock and roll. So another great day coming at you. We'll see you tomorrow for day 5, Friday. Tomorrow is Happy Friday, so be ready and amped up for that. But we got to get through Thursday first, so we'll see you tomorrow. Day 5 of the job coming up, and man, what a week it's been. Yesterday, very dynamic floor, and if you don't know what that means there was a lot going on. We had 4 groups on the turf, all other first exercise of the day. So really crazy. Really had to try to find a balance to everything. And in our debrief, I didn't really say anything because I was trying to catch my breath, flipping the 800-pound prowler plus the weight of the prowler. So about 900 pounds. I had to flip it about I want to say 15 to 20 times. So it was really wild, but this has really been a struggle for me. I'm definitely not getting the food in my body that I need to succeed at this position. So what do? We don't bow our heads. I don't bow my head. I turn to try to find a solution. So this weekend, I know me and a couple of the other guys, we're going to start splitting ingredients for chow. We're going to start getting some puppy chow for ourselves. I think it's really going to help our daily intake in terms of calories, fat, protein, whatever, carbs. It's going to help, and it's going to, because right now I'm just not going to get enough food in my body, and it's hard to prep and everything with everything going on. So, but got to keep fighting, right? So my strategy now, which is not having a lot of food, and it's not working, but the good news is it looks like all I need to do is survive today. Today is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. So if I can survive today, get back to the drawing board starting this weekend, I think I'll be in a much better position. So, you know what? We got another great day ahead. Another blessed day to be at Yale University. It's always amazing. So we'll see you guys. So it looks like we're going to be off the weekend. So I'll see you on Monday. But if we're not off the weekend, certainly be back tomorrow for day 6. So whatever it is, I'll see you back on day 6 here on the Yale Chronicles, the journey through the life of the strength and conditioning intern at Yale University.